Are you actually building a business, or are you just building a busier version of your 9 to 5? Because if you are doing every single thing yourself, the emails, the content, the scheduling, the invoicing, that's not freedom. That's just familiar burnout with a new title. Today, we're changing that. We are talking about how to delegate like a CEO, not by losing control, but by gaining capacity. Because the moment you stop doing everything yourself is the moment your business starts breathing. Welcome to From Corporate to CEO, hosted by the Power Move Collective. I'm your host, Nandy B, and this is your daily podcast that proves that you don't have to resign in order to rise. Here, ambitious women like yourself learn how to leverage your paycheck, your skills, and your corporate career to launch and grow your own business. And in just 10 minutes every day, I'll share power moves that will turn your 9 to 5 into your greatest investor. Make sure, however, that you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. With that said, let's get on with today's episode. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to your CEO awakening journey from employee to entrepreneur. And this whole week, we are tackling systems for sustainability. Because here at the Power Move Collective, we want you to build businesses that are sustainable. And sustainable businesses are run on systems, they are scalable, and they are run on teams. So let's do a quick recap of where we've been. On day 1 of this week, you learned how to build structure through the CEO system blueprint. On day number 2, you were able to build your ease engine. This is where we talked about automations that give you back your time and your peace. Yesterday, on day number 3, we talked about my favorite thing, weekly rhythm, a system of consistency and calm. And today, we're taking your leadership to the next level, my darling. We are talking about delegation. My God, I'm a big believer in delegation. Let me tell you something. I have been delegating since before I could afford it. And I'm going to be honest, even though I still can't afford it today, I still do it because I believe it's so important. You can automate a lot, but you can't automate everything, okay? And at some point, you will need people. You will need partners, you will need support, and you will need collaboration. But don't worry, we're not talking about hiring a big team just yet. We're talking about learning to release control so that you can actually lead in your own business. So here is how we are going to break this down. There are 3 key shifts every CEO needs to make when it comes to delegation. I call them the 3 levels of letting go. The first one, automate what doesn't need you. The second one, outsource what drains you. And the third one, empower what expands you. Each one expands your time, your trust, most importantly, your capacity. And together, they'll help you step fully into your new CEO role. Now, let's break each one at a time. First, let's talk about automating what doesn't need you. This is probably very critical, and we talked a lot about automation this week, so you already know how to automate. This is really important. The first level of letting go is automation. If something doesn't need your creativity, your energy, or your decision making, it should be automated. Things like sending invoices, booking meetings, scheduling social media posts. I talked a lot about that yesterday, so go back and refer to yesterday's video. Here is just a deeper layer of what I talked about yesterday. Automation is the first act of delegation. It's you saying, I don't need to touch this for it to work. It's the bridge between you controlling and you trusting. And once you cross that bridge, you'll wonder why you waited so long, honey. The second level of letting go is to outsource what drains you. Guys, I'm such a believer in this one. Outsourcing isn't about having a big budget. Trust me, it is not. It's about making smart trades. You can hire a virtual assistant for a few hours a month, just a few hours. Or you can work with a copywriter for just one project, or get help on podcast editing, or you can get an admin to work with you a couple of days a week. I currently will not be able to do what I do today without my VAs. And for me, the trade-off is that Nandy drives a beat-up car. Nandy doesn't live in a fancy house. Nandy doesn't wear fancy clothes. My trade-off is that I can put my money in fancy hair, in fancy clothes, in a fancy home or car, but I choose to put it to build my side businesses. I choose to put it towards hiring a team of people that take the load off my back. All of my video editing is done by someone else. If I had to edit all of my videos, I don't even know that I will be able to release a video a week. I wouldn't be able to, because it drains my energy to sit down and edit a video. It just does. The goal here isn't to spend, it's to buy back your time. And I think this is also a really important thing for you as a woman in corporate America to understand. There's a difference between an investment and an expense. When you're paying for a VA, you are investing that money because you will get it back in terms of time. So really begin to ask yourself, what drains my energy but doesn't require my expertise? What tasks, if handled by someone else, will free me to grow faster? You will realize that most of what's holding you back isn't a lack of skills, it's a lack of space. And every task you outsource to someone else gives you one thing back: your power to focus. Now, let's talk about that third level of letting go. Empower what expands you. Once you've automated and you've outsourced, it's time to build trust. Empower the people and the systems around you to make decisions. Give clear expectations, but don't macromanage. This is really important. My team knows I don't macromanage what they do. Trust me, I'm always there to tell them, I don't like this, I don't agree with this, let's change that. But I'm not sitting there watching every little thing that they do. They need the freedom, the flexibility to be creative, to try different things so that I can focus on things that really matters. Leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about building people and processes that can deliver without you. That is when you go from hustler to leader, from doing to directing. That is truly where true freedom begins. Delegation isn't just about saving time. It's about expanding your capacity to lead in your side business. When you automate what doesn't need you, you outsource what drains you, and you empower what expands you, you're not losing control. On the contrary, you are gaining more clarity, time, and focus. You finally get to focus on what actually moves your business forward. Your ideas, your clients, your vision. Now, here is your power move of the day. You know what I'm going to say. We're going to write things down. We love doing that in our power moves, right? You are going to write down your top 5 reoccurring tasks. And next to each one, you are going to label A for automate it, O for outsource it, E for empower someone to handle it. You don't have to do everything this week. I just want you to have the picture, the visual. But you do have to start somewhere. So choose one thing to delegate by the end of this week. Yes, this channel, the Power Move Collective, is about taking action. So we are going to take action this week. That is your CEO move, releasing control to create capacity. Thank you so much for joining me today on From Corporate to CEO. If you loved what you heard today, please subscribe to the show and visit us at powermovecollective.com. And if you are ready to start taking action, here are two great options. You can download our free Safe Start Blueprint. It's on our website and the link is also in the description below. However, if you, my darling, are ready to take action and say goodbye to corporate America for good, join us in the Business Plan Mastermind that is kicking off on January 12th, 2026.